Hello, everybody. I hope you guys can hear me because I had to go with a different mic this time. So let me know if you can hear me. Hey, Happy Trav. Hey, Dave. Mark. Scott. Hi, everybody. Okay, good. How's the volume? Is it good? I had to use a different mic because I forgot to charge my cordless mic. So I'm using one that's attached to the camera. Okay, good. Good. That's perfect. Thanks, Trev. Awesome. Okay, guys, I decorated my bike since I don't have a Christmas tree. So I thought it was only appropriate to decorate my green motorcycle since I don't have a Christmas tree. And I needed to do something kind of Christmassy for this episode, I felt like. So I hope you guys are all doing good. Hello, Uncle Moose, David, Charles, Rainy Rider, Michael. Hello, everybody. Good. I'm glad you reloaded the browser too. I just uploaded, man, every time I'm about to do a live stream, I'm so far ahead of everything schedule until it's time to set up the camera and the computer and everything. And every time I do it, I'll start like half an hour, 45 minutes early. And then I start to realize all of the things that I've forgotten to do. And I also get nervous when I'm going to go live for some reason. I don't know. I guess it's just because I'm going live, maybe. I don't know. I can't edit it. That's why. From Barrie, Ontario? Oh, nice to meet you, Ian. Fellow Canadian. Hello, Snakeborn. Okay, guys. I'm sorry if I'm looking down. I hate looking away from the camera when I'm talking to you guys, but I have to look down at my computer to be able to see your comments, and my computer's just unfortunately very low right now. That guy, hello, Merry Christmas. I hope you guys are having like a good season so far. I hope it's not too cold where you guys are. We actually have an El Nino winter here this year, which I'm so thankful for because it's snowed a few times, but then it's melted after like a day or two, and it hasn't been very cold. It's been rainy. It's been rainy, so it's been like a typical Okanagan winter with a lot of rain and only really going to like below freezing at nighttime. So that's really nice. And I wish I had one of my bikes on the road right now, but I don't, and I'm not gonna regret it too much. So I also set up a little fireplace here too. I wanted it to look all cozy and Christmassy. So I hope I'm pulling it off okay. There's only so Christmassy you can make a dirty shop. Hello, Paul. Merry Christmas. Mark. Oh, Merry Christmas, Mark. Hello, lineman Mikey. I got your sweater. I got your gift in the mail, and I haven't opened anything yet. I've got like 3 presents and then 2 cards I'm gonna open, and 1 card that I opened already from Dave. But I'm gonna show all of that, and I put everything in a big gift bag. So I wanted it to be more Christmassy. So I hope that you guys, I don't know if any of you guys like to enjoy like a Christmas beverage, but I am enjoying a Christmas beverage. My first Christmas beverage, actually, some rum and eggnog in a cup that Dave got for me. So I've got my Harley shirt and my Harley cup. Pretty perfect. And my rum and eggnog. And I'm gonna have to drink that slowly because the rum that my dad has right now is more strong than what I put a little bit too much in. So okay, I'm trying to read your guys' comments. Merry Christmas from Drumheller. Hello, Jeff. It's +6 today. That's pretty nice. That's definitely like bike riding weather for sure. The coldest I've ever ridden in was -10, and I videoed that, and it's actually on my channel. It just like I didn't wear a face mask that day. I forgot my face mask, and you can totally tell my face is so red. I was freezing. It was the worst. It was like not good. I was like, yeah, I need heated gear if I'm gonna ride in that cold weather. Hey, Snakeborn, thanks. You rock too. All you guys rock. Hey, Angel. Nerves are normal. You're braver than anything. Thanks, River. Okay, guys, so I'm like, I don't have an agenda for this live stream. Like, normally it's like Q&A or like I'm doing like a giveaway or something like that. But this time I just wanted to do live. You guys know, if you've been on my channel for a while, that I do like holiday episodes where I'll like wish everybody a happy whatever the holiday is. And this time I just thought it would just be fun just to go live and just to open whatever gifts I've gotten from my viewers in the last little like couple weeks since I had the idea of going live. So I'm going to be opening all whatever gifts I have, and yeah, there's no real agenda, so it's kind of just like a hangout. So you guys can ask me questions if you want to. If you guys have questions that you've been wanting to ask me, or if something comes to mind while I'm talking or anything. I know that there's some questions in my last Q&A that I don't think I got to answer. Like, the live chat just flies by so quickly, and I try to look at the camera, so it's hard to look at the live chat and read everything as it's going by and answer everybody's questions. So if you guys want to ask some questions, you can. And it looks like, oh, thanks, Kevin. Happy holidays to you also. Yeah, and even as I'm talking here, like, people talking in the chat, and I just don't even know what's going on. My union plumbing job. So I worked at a place for about a year, just over a year actually, and it was a modular home like a modular home factory. So it was like a production line more than anything, and they had it was the Aerospace Union or something like that. I can't remember what it is now. But I started off there as a cleaner. So I was cleaning the new homes and doing like the final clean on them, getting them ready to be dropped off at whatever owner's property, wherever they were going. And I worked in that position for a couple months, which I wasn't a fan of it. And then a plumbing position came open. So I applied for that position. And then I was a plumber, so I was doing all the above floor plumbing, like installing bathroom lavies and like sinks, and doing like whatever the above floor plumbing for the toilets and stuff like that. And then I was slowly getting into like the below the floor plumbing, doing repairs mostly, because there was like quite a few repairs that had to be done before the units even left. Just things got damaged while other work was being done. So I did that, and I really liked it. The plumbing side of it, it was nice because everything was brand new and clean. I don't think I'd want to do plumbing in the real world other than that. Like, I don't want to deal with dirty plumbing or old plumbing. So it was pretty cool. Like, I worked on the production line, and it was just a good job to challenge myself in. So I would see how many bathrooms I could plumb in a day, and I had to like a lot of times go get the cabinet from the cabinet shop and bring it to the floor that I was working on and into the unit. And then I'd have to install the toilets. So I'd have to bring the toilets in, the sink in, build the sink a lot of time. And then I was like, I'd also install the furnaces and the hot water tanks and stuff. But it was fun doing the bathrooms because the layouts were all pretty similar, but the plumbing didn't always end up in the same spot. So you kind of had to like figure out where the plumbing was by the blueprints and stuff, and then make sure you're drilling your hole in the right spot so you don't have to patch the floor or the wall afterwards. But it was fun because I would just challenge myself and see how many bathrooms I could get done in a day. And I remember right after I started in the plumbing department, I was there for like a week or two, and the old guys that I was working with there, like, they'd been there for so long and I loved them, but they just like, they knew how much they had to get done each day, and they didn't really put a great effort into getting more than that done. So they were just like kind of like pretty laxity and whatever, right? Which I was fine with, because I was fine with it for the most part, but there were some days where I was just like, come on guys, like, we need to get some more work done. And Anyway, but I remember the first week or two that I was there, and the plumbing foreman came up to me. He's like, Angel, like he was basically just something like, you're rocking this line. Like we were working right in front of the plumbing station, and normally there'd be like 4 units away from the plumbing station, like down the line, like where the siding and stuff like that was getting done already. So yeah, I was pretty good at it, I guess, according to what the people I worked with said, and I actually really liked it. Like, it was a lot of fun because I thought it was just something that was easy to challenge myself in, because once you knew what you were doing, you just kind of went in and you were just able to like just pound it out like so quickly. It was a lot of fun. I really liked it. And then it was pretty regular for that factory to do like massive layoffs. So they would get contracts for a trailer park, and then they would hire a whole bunch of people. And then once this contract started to peter out, or once it was done, then they would just do massive layoffs. So they laid off about 300 of us, and I was in that list of people in the layoff. I landed in that group of people because of how new I was. I didn't have the seniority to stay. And yeah, it was pretty good though. Like, it was a fun time. Hello, Orion. Oh, please talk about your 2 new bikes and your garage. Okay, my garage. Okay, so I'm not opening a shop. Not yet, anyway. I like working on my own things, and then maybe like selling stuff private. I'm definitely gonna be selling the Evo Sportster. I decided that before I even bought it. But the thing with the Evo Sportster is it doesn't have a title, so I'm gonna have to do a title search on that frame and hope that it's clean. Which, according to the guy I bought it off of, it should be a clean title. But you just never know. So I'm gonna do a title search. Hello, Julio, and hopefully that's not too much trouble. I've done title searches before, and they haven't really been too much trouble. But it really always just depends on the history of the vehicle. So if I can get clean registration, or if I can get registration for that one, then my plan in my head is to build that first and then sell it as soon as I can, and then use that money to put towards probably, the other bikes, of course, but probably use that money towards putting together a cool iron head chopper. I already have an idea in my head for what I want to do with an iron head. Merry Christmas, Jason. Merry Christmas, Uncle Moose. Merry Christmas, David. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you all for being here so much. How many? We got 103 watching right now. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to be opening gifts, but I'm going to wait. I don't know how long I've been on. 13 minutes. I'm going to wait till like the half an hour point and give people like time to realize that I'm live, or to remember, or whatever. I don't know how tricky it is. I try to post that link in my posts all the time that gives you guys like the time zone wherever you are. So I hope that is helpful to you guys. It's not, don't worry, you're not going to get a virus from it. It's a super handy site. I am having a Merry Christmas, and I'm really excited to go see my family in Kamloops for Christmas. So I'm going to be out of town for the weekend, and I'm going to be taking a bit of a break, of course. So you might not see a video there won't be any videos this weekend, but I do have a video that's almost ready to go out. So I should be able to get something out by Wednesday again, but I'll be taking a break for Christmas. And I am trying to do like regular upload days. And I'm not asking you to quote me on that or anything. I know that I've been super inconsistent with my uploads. And originally I was trying to just upload as much as I could all the time. But I've realized that just from listening to other big YouTubers and stuff like that, and just doing research, that just having regular upload days is actually better. So I'm trying to regularly upload Wednesdays for sure, and then Saturdays. So these last couple weeks I've been able to do that, and no set time yet, because sometimes that's hard to do. Merry Harley Christmas. Thanks, Vin. Did you see my my shovel head all decorated. Hey, Junior, Merry Christmas. Okay, Warren, I saw Warren this year. Too much rum. This could get in. It's not going to get interesting because I'm going to drink it very slowly. My eggnog was not cold enough, so that kind of sucks. Yeah, it's definitely stronger than what I would prefer, though. Red, this is a motorcycle live chat, right? It's a live chat, so I have motorcycles. We can talk about, like I said, already, Jason, you probably weren't here yet, that I don't have an agenda for this live chat. I'm going to open some gifts from my viewers, but if you guys want to ask me questions, you guys can ask me questions. And yeah, I think a couple of people were curious about the Sportster deal that I just made. So we came across this deal for these Sportsters for a good price. My dad came across it, and I figured out how to get some money together to actually go and buy them. So I'm in a little bit of debt for that, but that's okay because it was a good deal. I don't want to pass up. So I've got, I think that the Evo is an 89. If I remember correctly, I just looked briefly at the neck tag when I went and picked it up. And then the iron heads are a 79 and an 81 from what the guy told me. I want to run the VINs on those though, and just to see for sure. And then the one iron head that's in the chassis that you guys saw me unload from the trailer, if you watched that video, is it's actually it's got registration, so that's good. And thank you to whoever just super chatted me. I think that's Joe, Dirty Knots, I think, from the picture. I'm not actually down at that part of the. Oh, I love the Christmas tree bike too, River. I'm like, I don't know why I never did this before, and I was so happy and excited while I was decorating it. Yeah, it's pretty good looking bike. It's good. It's hard to make it ugly. I don't know if I could make it ugly, honestly. Even if it rolled off a cliff, it'd probably still be a good looking bike. Thanks, Rainy Rider. Thanks, Lloyd. Oh, and that was Dirty Knobs. Merry Christmas. Oh, good. I'm glad you can make it, Joe. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Thanks, everybody. So I think I need glasses. So what do you think the simplest upgrade is to a Harley that gives the biggest bang for buck? I guess it really depends on what you're into. If you're looking for performance, is there a cheap upgrade for Harley? Like, that's kind of what I'm wondering. Is there a cheap upgrade? Thank you, Lloyd. Merry Christmas, everybody. Okay, you guys can help me answer this question, maybe. So what do you think is the simplest upgrade to a Harley that gives the biggest bang for buck? Simplest as in cheapest or easiest? I'm not, if you could expand on that question a little bit, but I'm like, simple upgrade would probably be something, if you're looking for like simple for work wise, I think it would be to do with your fuel and exhaust system. I think that would probably be the simplest kind of upgrade. If you can get exhaust, if you can like swap your exhaust over to like a 2-in-1 or something, or if you can upgrade your carburetor, and like that would be pretty simple in my opinion, because it doesn't take a whole lot of mechanical skills. It takes a little bit of figuring out, like a little bit of science, I guess, just to make sure that you're getting the proper fuel to air ratio, and that your back pressure and everything like that is what it should be. But you know what's interesting, which if I remember, I will post a link to it in the description of this video. Thank you, Brian. Is so back pressure is, I've heard actually really like professional race engine builders say that back pressure is actually a myth, and you don't need back pressure for your engine to operate properly. that because your engine is essentially an air pump, right? Like it's pumping air. And like, what do you want to do with a pump is you want it to be able to function freely. So you don't want to be plugging up your pump with back pressure. It's like if you're pumping anything, like you want that pump to be able to pump whatever is moving through it freely without resistance. And so I've heard that back pressure, and yeah, Scott Free's saying it too. It's a myth, right? Like, and I don't know where this myth comes from. And like everyone's all like, oh, you got the proper back pressure. But what is more important is making sure that the way that your exhaust is flowing, like the way that the air is actually flowing out of your engine, so that it's flowing. um I don't really know exactly how it works, like what is the best, but I guess you kind of want to have a little bit of turbulent, like something working in there that makes it so that it's able to flow out freely. And like, so you want to have nice like mandrel bends in your exhaust. You don't want sharp corners and things like that. And I know that like some of the older Harleys, I think it was it the flatheads, I think, that just had like, you can see on their front cylinder, the exhaust just comes like straight down out of the head. And it's like, just you get this super sharp like corner right at the head. And I know that they had like issues with that. And I believe they like improved a little bit in the knuckleheads. I think I heard Tatro Machine actually talking about that. Have I ever burnt a valve? No, not yet. I do have a leaky valve guide though, which is making my rear cylinder tailpipe pretty dirty. Have I seen the movie Then Came Bronson? The movie was in the late 70s. I've heard about it. I've heard about it from my viewers. You guys have talked about it a lot actually, but I don't actually know what it is. Back pressure has its uses. Usually it's braking though. Okay. So you're talking about like engine braking on like a semi or something like that. I is what I'm thinking you're saying. We use lollipops to prevent reversion. You do need back pressure. You'll crack your valve and seat. Okay, I'm not sure, guys. I'm not a professional in this. I'm just telling you what I've heard professional people talk about, and I just found it interesting. So, we're just talking about like upgrades, like simple upgrades to your bike. And like I was saying, I think that upgrading your fuel and exhaust system to me would be the simplest, because for the most part it's bolt-on parts with a little bit of science and just figuring out that you have the proper fuel to air ratio and everything is burning as it needs to be. And like your spark plugs are the proper spark plugs with the proper amount of gap and different things like that. That's stuff that I really want to learn more about, is the actual science behind like volumetric efficiency and like thermal efficiency, which you need to kind of know your thermal efficiency before you can really figure out what your volumetric efficiency is. Like, there's so much science about it and I want to know it. It's just something that I have to spend time reading about. Pipes, timing, tuning, cam depends on which engine. Also depends on which end of the RPM range you want power. Okay, so that would make sense. When headers merge into a collector, the pipe gets wider and creates a vacuum effect that scavenges gas from the cylinders. That's what you want. I have wondered, when we see you looking at service manuals, are they always Harley official manuals, or do you also use other manuals too? The two manuals I have, I believe, are Harley service official. I don't even know they came with the bikes that I bought. I haven't looked that closely at them, but they're not like from a shop official. So no, I guess they're not. But like the shop manuals, they always have like the eagle on them, as far as I remember from looking at the ones in the shop. And I should just go to the HD shop. They've let me borrow manuals before. I should see if they'll sell me some of the older ones, since they don't work on anything older than like 99, if that, which is like they store it if it's that old, but they don't really work on anything older than like 2010. Okay, okay, David Hansel, Red Rider Angel, put the word out. You can, if you want to go to Forgotten Angels Campo. I do want to go to Forgotten Angels Campo, and I've had an offer for my trip to be paid for. I'm working on getting a passport, which should be super easy to do. I just have never had one before. And what I would really need more than that is a bike to ride. So if I got to Florida, like if I flew into Tampa or something like that, if I had a bike to ride or a way to get hooked up with a bike and possibly a place to maybe stay, depending on when I get there. But God bless you too, RJH. They're all okay. I don't mean lollipops as in the candy. They're also called torque inserts. Check out DK Customs about them. Okay, I will. I need to turn this heat down because it's like making me really warm right now. It's really good, this little thing. Legend has it you need a bit of back pressure to help keep torque up. Drag pipes are for top end horsepower. Okay, I see. Hi, positively negative. Then you start with about, okay, Van was saying something, it looks like, and then, or did you? Yes. Sorry, guys, my nose is itchy. If they built a bike the riders want, you wouldn't modify them. Exactly. Isn't that true, man? But some people don't. Well, actually, I don't know if that's true. I think that I've maybe met like 2 people in my life who haven't modified their bikes. But everybody does do something to them, whether it's just like changing the exhaust or what. Like, I think almost everybody changes the exhaust on a Harley because you want to hear them, right? Like, and with that California emissions stuff, then your bike just sounds so muffled. Then you start with the valve spring tension, and does the exhaust get out of the way to allow them to function? Oh, they're shop my dad's saying they are shop manuals. So I don't remember who's asking like that. David Hansel, love the big chair picture. Oh, thank you. I felt so little in that chair. And I actually, I went to my sister's work Christmas party with her on Sunday, this past Sunday. And that chair was sitting in the lobby. And I had to sit in it. I felt so tiny. It was so fun. Actually, the whole night was so fun with that chair. I was like, man, they need like big Christmas trees around this chair so you really feel like you're in like a giant world. Merry Christmas, Joe. Oh, Dad, some 30 knobs is saying hi to you. Hey, Baker Nut. I still have the stock pipes on my 2003 Sporty. They don't sound muffled. They're actually pretty loud. I love the classic sound too. That's good. Yeah. But yeah, I guess like some of them, I guess I don't know. To me, I'm used to super loud bikes, so maybe that's why I think they sound muffled. I think a Harley sounds good usually anyway. You know what sounds interesting with aftermarket exhaust on it actually? If you guys have ever ridden or seen the Pan Americas, if you've heard them run, and they're just like, they don't sound like a Harley at all, right? And the way they run, they're just so smooth. Like it sounds like a typical dual sport bike would sound like. But one guy did come into the shop and he put I think he put I don't remember if it was Vance and Hines. I feel like that's what it was. But he put aftermarket exhaust on, and this bike, it just completely changed the sound and like the whole persona of this bike. Like it was pretty cool actually. Merry Christmas, John. Hello from Saskatchewan. Nice to see you. Okay, guys, it's like half an hour into the show, and I'm going to open some gifts. I'm kind of sad because there's a couple people who sent me gifts who I don't see in the chat right now. which was thank you, Baker Nut. And Matt, I don't think Matt's here, but he sent me a gift. Lineman Mike sent me a gift. He was in the chat. I would love to go to Forgotten Angels in March or October. Whichever one. What you think about original Harleys 2-in-1? What do you think about original Harley 2-in-1 on shovels? This is so warm. I need to turn this off. It's like cooking. What do I think about them? Well, I've never had one, so I can't really give an opinion on how they sound or are to ride or anything like that. But I like shovel heads. Like, I don't know. I really like shovel heads. To me, they're my favorite of the Harleys. And I don't know if I'm just biased because like my shovel head was like my first bike. But they actually they sound good. I think they look good. The knuckleheads look really good too, and the panheads also. But like shovelhead, I don't know. I just like them. I just like old Harleys. I like the way they look. Like I like the way they sound. I've never ridden a 2-in-1 shovelhead, like a shovelhead with 2-in-1 exhaust, so I can't really give an opinion on like performance or anything like that. Now, who wants to see me open some gifts? I don't know if anybody who sent me gifts is here other than Dave, who sent me a card and a donation. And thank you so much, Dave, for that. I opened Dave's card before now, but I brought it so I can show it. Back pressure will give you more torque. That's what torque cones do in straight pipes. Okay, I need glasses because I'm having a hard time reading these comments. Merry Christmas from Tokyo. George, you're the first Tokyo viewer I've known of. If you have a bike, I would love it if you sent me pictures for my viewers' rides. My email will be, my email is on my channel, but I will put it in the description of this video after the live stream is over. You'll be my first Tokyo viewers' rides participant. Okay, open it up. Oh yeah, Rainy Rider sent me something too. I knew I was forgetting somebody. How could I? Okay, I'm gonna start with the cards. Okay, I'm opening presents now, guys. After I take a sip of my eggnog. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it, John. I think I've told this story before about, my nose is so itchy. I have a really itchy nose. I get an itchy nose when I get nervous. Going worldwide, that would be great. You know what I would love? 2 things. If I could get my channel to the point where I can pay somebody to do my editing for me because I really dislike being behind a computer doing that. Answering your guys' comments is one thing because I'm engaging with you guys, so that doesn't feel the same. But sitting behind a computer and editing, oh my gosh, that's probably the hardest part about all of this, besides being creative. So if I could hire an editor, if I could get my channel to the point where I could hire an editor and also do something as an appreciation for my viewers, I would love to do that. I would love to do actually stealing an idea from this channel that my dad watches called Camping with Steve, who's Canadian. He's from Alberta, and he's got a huge channel, and it's all about him camping in the craziest places. He'll camp under underpasses and just the craziest places. But he did a viewers appreciation barbecue where he just invited all of his viewers and provided them a barbecue. And I think that's so cool. And if my channel ever got to the point where I could do something like that for my viewers, I would totally do that. It would be the Red Rider rally, and it would be so cool. Oh my gosh, it would be a camping barbecue weekend, and it would be great. Red Rider Fest 2024. That would be awesome. Okay, I'm super optimistic that my channel would be at that point in 2024 already. My channel's grown pretty good as far as I know. And thank you, Rico. I'm so sorry, guys, that my nose is so itchy. Like, and then set it up. Okay. Once I start actually getting enough on YouTube that I can do something like that, I definitely will. Back pressure does not create anything other than tone for an exhaust. Internal combustion engine are truly air pumps. Get it in, get it out. It's like burping into a bing, then taking burping into a bong, then taking a hit. That's gross. Yes. Okay, guys, I'm opening presents. Maybe one day I'll go to Australia. I've actually got friends in Australia now. It's crazy having a YouTube channel. The very last thing I was expecting from a YouTube channel, I can tell you the things I was expecting when I started my YouTube channel, or before I started it, when I was kind of tossing the idea around in my head. I expected that it would be a whole lot easier than it is. I thought I could just put videos up there and I'd get views and bam, like, be rich. Of course, nothing works that way. Everything that is worth doing everything that's worth doing is a lot of work. So it's a lot more work than I thought it would be. And I'm not rich, far from it. And I don't just get to throw videos up. I got to put a lot of time and effort into making them something that is good. And thankfully, my dad helps me with that. And then second thing that I was expecting, or that I was not expecting. Is that what I was? Yeah. Second thing, anyway, that I was not expecting. I was not expecting that the people who watch my channel, Hi Bender, would actually become like more than just viewers, because there's so many of you guys that have been watching for so long that like I feel like you guys are like actual acquaintances and like almost like friends, some of you even, that because you guys have been on my channel for so long. Like it's been over a year where I've been like communicating with you guys like in the comments, and like some of you over emails here now and again when I have time to respond in those ways. And yeah, I would have never expected that in countries I've never stepped foot in, I would have people who know me and places to stay, homes that would welcome me. And that's really cool. I absolutely did not expect that kind of a personal connection to come from YouTube. I was expecting it was just a bunch of just a bunch of people that you don't know watching you on YouTube, which there's a bunch of those too, but people that don't care and you're just there for their entertainment, and that's it. Would I ever consider moving to the US? I think that it would, I've thought about it. I've actually thought about Texas, for maybe obvious reasons, places like that. But then I don't like the heat. I don't like it. It gets really hot here. And I know in Texas, like I would be dead, or it'd be like one crispy little redhead. But I've thought moving to the States would be cool, just because you guys have like more rights there and stuff. Like Canada, they like to pretend that we have a whole lot of freedoms that we don't actually have. And that's as much as I'm going to say about that, because I don't want to get political, but I definitely have thought about moving to the States, and I don't really know. And I think my biggest holdup with that actually is that all my family's here, and I've kind of always stuck around like home, like where I was raised. And I'm like, I like my family. I like being around my family. I feel like I would miss them quite a bit. And so it really depends, like I guess it really just depends. There's no way to predict what's going to happen in a year or two from now. If I end up being married, like, that there's a whole different factor there with whatever who I'm with wants. And yeah, it really just would depend. But right now, I think it's something I would consider given the proper circumstances, but it's not something I'm ready to do right now because I still like being around my family. And I'd be very sad if the next time I came to see my nieces and nephews, they were all adults. Move the whole family. I know a few people in my family have talked about it, but my family's pretty big, Dave. I've got like just in my nieces and nephews, I've got 16 nieces and nephews, and only half of my siblings, not even half of my siblings, have had children. So I've got a pretty big family. 7 siblings, 8 siblings. And yeah. But it's really just that, like, kind of, I don't really have a lot of extended family that I know very well, so maybe it'd be possible. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna start opening. We need people like me. Well, I think that the whole world just needs better people, and I'm not saying I'm a better person. I have a conscience. Okay, I'm gonna start opening gifts. Merry Christmas, Dimitri. And the first one that I've already opened, but I wanted to show it because it's a Christmas card. This is from Dave. So David Hansel got me a card. And it says, Angel, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year, Dave. And he also sent me a donation. So thank you for that, Dave. The donation that Dave sent me is going to help to actually pay off what I owe for the Sportster deal now. This deal that I could not pass up. Okay, and then I've got a couple more cards in here. So I'm starting with the cards first. And hello, Vernon. Chris, more eggnog. Oh, Van, thank you. Like, you know, it's crazy that you guys, sometimes when I'm editing, especially when I'm editing my videos, I'll just be like, I don't even know why. Like, and maybe I shouldn't think this way, but you know what is better than being full of myself, I think? But I'll be editing my videos and I'll just be like, I don't know why these people, like, why so many people like watching my stuff. Like, I don't get it, but you guys do, and I'm thankful for that. And like, I just don't, I don't know. I don't know why, but you guys like it, and I'm thankful. Mark Mitchell, family is important. Just ride and visit different places. Float around and enjoy your freedom and independence for a while. While moving to another country is a big decision. All roads lead home, though. You are right about that, Mark. Because I'm genuine. Well, thank you. I do try to be real. Well, I don't try. I am real. I don't. If you're trying to be real, you're probably not being real. So this is a card from Bob and Carol. And they sent me a card last year too. So thank you, Bob and Carol. I don't know if they're watching right now. Oh, I guess I should put it where the camera is. Bob and Carol, thank you. And it says, wishing you a season of faith, hope, and love. Bob and Carol, thank you. They sent me fancy ones. This reminds me of the cards my aunt used to make for us when we were kids, actually. And she still sends us cards. Red Rider group ride. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Hey, maybe when I get one of these, when I do one of these Sportsters, I can do like a Angels ride out or Red Riders ride out. You know how people do those ride out things where it's like they finish a bike and then everybody gets together to go for the first, like the maiden voyage. Okay, this is from Rick Braidwood. I don't remember if I saw Rick in the chat or not. I'm going to take a sip. This card feels like it's thick. Thank you for the mug, Dave. because I'm down to earth and you can all relate to me. Well, that's good. Am I into cars? There's this cool Canadian car show called Rust Valley. I've seen it actually, and they're not too far away from me. And yes, I'm into cars. I love old muscle cars, hot rods. Once it gets into the 80s, it's pretty hit and miss for me. But even the 70s is pretty hit and miss for me. I would say for muscle cars, the 60s was the best era. I absolutely love 60s muscle cars. The 60s, oh my gosh, the 60s Chevys, like most of the Chevys from the 60s. I like the Nova, the Camaro, like, yeah, I do. I'm definitely into cars. I would love to have a hot rod, but I definitely don't need a hot rod. Okay, this is from Rick, and Rick sent me a card. Merry Christmas. It's because I'm so stinking cute. That's why people like me. I'm in. Finish an iron head, but after it warms up. Yeah, well, the iron head is going to be a while because I got other stuff to do on bikes that are closer to being, like, rideable. Miss my 69 GTO. You know what? Okay, man, when my dad tells me the stories of the cars he used to have, I'm just like, it makes me sad. Okay, so Rick sent me a card. It says, may the wonderful story of Christmas, luring happiness that lasts throughout. Oh, bring happiness. That's a weird beat. May the wonderful story of Christmas bring happiness that lasts throughout the new year. Merry Christmas, Angel. Wishing you and yours all the best in the new year, 2024. Rick. Thank you, Rick. That's a good, hefty card. And hey, Angel, thank you for the thank you note. You are welcome. I sent him a thank you note for his last gift. Also, thanks for the 2 stickers and calling card. They are cool, Rick. Thank you, Rick. What he sent me? I think he told me what he sent me, and maybe I don't remember. Oh, pictures. Right. Stand up, Spark. Okay, retrofit your 1930s. Cool. So it's a flyer that I'm assuming is Rick's. I'm not going to read this right now. But he also sent me some photos and stickers. Ride fast. Oh, some stickers, eh? Like stickers. I'm going to have to fill my little toolbox with all the stickers that people send for me. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm not looking at the chat right now, because I'm looking at stickers. Cool. Bunch of paraphernalia. Wicked grips. Maybe those are the grips I need for my shovel head. I'm going to change my grips to something on there that's not rubber. Oh, and a bunch of racing photos. Sweet. And pictures of his panhead? Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Rick. Cool. Hey, his bike's got the same paint job as that Evo Sportster, just about. Cool. Thank you, Rick. Okay, now I got a couple gifts. I'm going to open Rainy Rider's gift first. I'm not riding to Canada from Memphis in the winter. Okay, well, it's okay. I'm not going to torture anybody. Be like, if you want to come to my ride, you're going to see what us Canadians really are into. You can all ride out in December. You wouldn't want to leave your family. My daughter just moved to Florida, and I'm lost without her and my granddaughters. Aw, Junior, I'm so sorry. Aw. I know that your family is important to you. You talk about them a lot, actually, in your comments. Oh, Van's hoping for a riding buddy, Rainy Rider. Don't let him down. Merry Christmas, Steven. Thank you. Local. I love to hear about my local to Canada viewers. I love all of my viewers, but there's so few Canadian ones. I think about 60% of my viewers are American, and I'm so sorry that my nose is so itchy. And actually, I'm gonna open. I wish that actually Matt was here because he sent me a big gift. You let your light shine. Bless Christmas angel and the family. Can't wait to see how you do up the Sportsters. Thanks, Woody. It's gonna be a little while before I get on the Sportsters. And if there's anybody else who's asked me questions and I've not answered, man, my nose is itchy and it's really not good. Okay, this is from Rainy Rider. And he sent me, I know what he sent me, but you guys have to wait till I open it to see what he sent me. Oh man, and there's a piece of food and there's a piece of food in the bag. The crow hiding food around. He's such a bad baby. He's sleeping upstairs. He's been gone for like 4 days. Evening from nowhere. Good evening, Rod. I can't wait to see me back in the saddle too, Joe. Okay, so Rainy Rider sent me some stickers. Sweet. Got 2 styles of stickers. These are nice stickers. Stickers from Rainy Rider. And a t-shirt. Oh. So Rainy Rider's got a YouTube channel too, guys, if you want to check that out. And he does interviews. And he interviewed me last at the beginning of this year. And this is one of his t-shirts. It's nice. This is a nice shirt. You're going to have to DM me and tell me. Oh, of course. That's where you had them made. This is a nice feeling shirt. Like, it's super soft. I might have some shirts in the works, guys. And I think I found a print-on-demand company that I'll be willing to go with after I order some samples and see. Okay. Now, this is from Lineman Mike. He has been trying to get this to me for months. It's been like 6 months. And I don't know why there's so much trouble with my postal service and my P.O. box. But anyway, this is a hoodie. And I'm like, so much suspense is built up over this hoodie. Now, like, it's taken so long for it to get here. Okay, there's something else in here. Oh, sweet. Oh, yeah. I was actually thinking I need one of these. Like a cool one. And these are a little devil. That's perfect. Okay, some little car air fresheners. Which is awesome. I'm going to have to use them one at a time. Oh, 1 car air freshener. Look at that. It's a little devil. That is perfect. Thank you, Mike. Man. And some stickers. Indestructible. These are, oh yeah, some stickers to go with the hoodie, I think. Sweet. Wow, I love that little cart. Oh, that air freshener. That's one of those kind of air fresheners that you leave hanging up even after it's stopped being fresh. Sweet. Thank you, Mike. I don't even think he's here anymore. That's too bad. I'm so right about 60s muscle cars. A 66. Oh, man. I know Chevelle. I had a 66 Chevelle SS. Bought it brand new. Had. That's the key word there. And that's... My dad has so many stories of the cars that he had and sold for so cheap. And now it's like they're so, like, it's like you would never get that car. You'll never get that car again. Yeah, it's so sad. I don't even want to hear the stories. Van told me a story in the comments the other day, and those kind of stories just make me sad. Like, It's like I regret it for you. Like it makes me so sad. I'm the only one sitting in my truck, I bet, with a push button cigarette lighter and an ashtray. Standard equipment. Nice. Hard to handle. Got here late. Have you said what your Ironhead sports shoes are? I'm thinking AMF. I did say it, and I'm not saying it again. I'm just kidding. Yes, so hard to handle. I don't know your real name, so I'll have to just call you by your YouTube name. So as far as I remember, the Evo Sportster is an 89. I've only looked at the neck tag once, which I don't know why I haven't gone over there and looked at it again. I keep forgetting about it. As far as I know, that one's an 89. The one that's in the chassis, the Ironhead in the chassis is a 79 or an 81, sorry. And then the spare motor, Ironhead motor, is supposed to be a 79. So I don't remember which year AMF went out. I'm sure that you guys know. Good, GC. Good to see you. Seeing you working on your FLH inspired me to start my own bike. I'm building an FLH bobber piece by piece from the ground up. That's so sweet. Dimitri, you have to send me pictures, please. And I'm so glad that I can inspire you guys to work on. But I love that. Like, I actually love hearing those stories from you guys. When you guys tell me that I've inspired you to like get your own bike or to start working on your bikes. And I think that's so awesome. I absolutely love that. I am a 60s woman living in 2023. I've said so many times, like, it would have been perfect to have been born in the 50s, or you know what, like, I feel like most of the years before the 90s were probably better years, but I always felt like it would have been perfect to be like my age, but like 40 years ago or like 50 years ago. Okay, I need to look at this hoodie. Oh, this feels so good. Look at this. Oh, this is so heavy. This is a really good hoodie in the back. This is awesome. And it's got arm print. I love arm print on a hoodie. Awesome. Thank you, Mike. Man, this is taking forever. This is like the hoodie of the year. It's taken forever to get. Oh, it's so soft on the inside, too. Oh my gosh. AMF was 73 to 81. Okay, so they're both AMF. Is that bad? Now I'm worried. Now I'm worried about them, but the 90s were awesome. The 70s were awesome. I think lots of years before the 2000s were awesome. But the 90s, I feel like, okay, like I was born in the 90s and I remember a lot from the 90s. I remember people were not as sensitive as they are now. They were not as easily offended and all, things were still kind of like you could be real and there was still like a lot of normal people with proper, maybe not a lot of people with proper morals, but morals were a little more like more of a normal thing, I guess. But yeah, I don't remember. Obviously, I wouldn't know anything before that, but the 80s seems like it was a pretty fun time. But if you just go from history and just like reading history and just how everything's changed through the years, I feel like this in the 50s and 60s and like in the 40s and stuff like that, just like the family unit, I feel like was a lot stronger back then, and the family unit being stronger is what is like that actually impacts the condition of our family unit, of like what the average family is that is going to impact the world on a greater scale than anything else, in my opinion. And I feel like by the time the 80s came around, and probably even the 70s, things were kind of falling apart in that sense, where there wasn't like really a nucleus family. And I don't really know because I wasn't there, but just like from the history and stuff that I've read. So this hoodie is, I don't know where he got it from. I don't know if it says on the thing, but this hoodie, it feels like a blanket. It is so thick and heavy, and it's too hot in here to put this on right now. But thank you, Mike, so much. You will definitely see me wearing this in my next Viewers Rides episode. I don't want to get this dirty in the shop. Yes, and I have one more gift to open, and this is a heavy one. Well, it's not super heavy, but it's heavier than the others. And this one is from Matt. And Matt has sent me stuff before. He actually sent me a big, I don't know if I showed that on a video or not, but he sent me like a really big, thick McMaster car catalog. And yeah, I've got that in my shop here. Which he told me it was, before he sent it, he's like, it's like the Bible of car parts catalogs. I was like, cool. And then it showed up and I was like, this is totally like the Bible of car parts catalogs. I'm going to go back through the chat, guys, after I'm done opening this and read your guys' comments. And if you guys are like wanting something specifically, like a question towards me or something like that, or something that you want me to read, then if you can highlight my name, you just do that little @ symbol, you know, like the little A with the little swirl around it. You do that before my name and it'll highlight it, and then your comment will stand out. I wish that Matt was here to watch my live, but he's not. I don't see him here, and he was so excited for it. Okay, what is in here? I'm so excited for this present. Bubble wrap. Ooh, lots of bubble wrap. Oh my god, that's like a little gift box, guys. I keep looking at my computer and not the camera. Okay, what's here? Full coffee. Oh my gosh. Ooh, oh my gosh. I love it. Okay, I have to read the letter before I get into the gift. Matt's Tool and Die in Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania. So, if you guys need some stuff done, Matt's Tool and Die. And he sent me a note. Oh, this is a good. Okay, I'm going to read this. Hi, Angel. Just sending you some things I hope you can use and enjoy. The chocolate-covered pretzels are from Sarah's Candies. Oh my gosh, I feel like I shouldn't read this first. I can't read this first because I want to be surprised about everything that I look at. I will read this after. Tobin Lake, in my opinion, you should take some time with the Sportsters and make a parts list so you can start sourcing parts. So the parts the Sportsters actually came with a ton of parts. I'm gonna have another video. I just made a quick little short video of me just like organizing my garage a little bit, and then I showed some of the parts and stuff a little more closely in that video too. So there's actually quite a few parts and some big twin parts too that came in this deal, which is cool. Yeah, because I didn't really get to look at everything I didn't dig through the boxes of parts that he had or anything like that, because like the deal was a good deal already just from what I could see. So, okay, GC, is he the one who called your dad a troll? My dad calls himself a troll. I don't know if I don't know. But my dad's name, literally, if you scroll up in the chat right now, you'll see him, is Old Ugly Troll. He calls himself a troll. And when I first saw that, I like just laughed my butt off. Okay, Red Rider. That hoodie is from an outfit from Ontario. I do believe they just moved to California. I'm drawing a blank on their name. Yeah, it is from Ontario. He told me it's from Ontario, and I just can't remember the name of it right now, and he's not in the chat anymore. He was here right at the beginning. He popped in, but he's gone now, it looks like. So, okay, so I'm not reading the letter first because I don't want to be, I want to be surprised from what he got me. Okay, so chocolate covered pretzels. Okay, and I'm definitely eating one of these right now. I love gift boxes. Like, it's like when you go, if I don't know if they had like surprise bags at the candy stores when a lot of you were kids, but if anybody remembers going to the corner store and you'd be given like, you know, like $1 or whatever for candy, and I don't know, some of you back in the day it was probably like 10 cents for candy because you had penny candy. But if I remember going to like the candy store and I'd be given like a small amount of change for candy, and I would like have like the biggest crisis of my life trying to decide when I was 5 years old if I wanted to buy the surprise pack of candy and stuff, or if I wanted to like invest my money in something that I knew exactly what I was getting. And the surprise packs were just always so tempting. It's kind of like these gift packs. It's like you just don't know what's in here. And I'm definitely trying one of these chocolate covered pretzels. An interesting fact about pretzels, which a lot of you probably don't know, and I know because I worked as a baker for a while at a German bakery. So pretzels, or bretzels, we call them, is the brown, the golden color that's on a pretzel, is actually you only get that golden color by dipping it first in lye. So if you guys know what lye is actually like poisonous. If you were to drink it, you'd probably die. I'm sure you would die. I'm sure it would eat holes in your stomach. But it's like if you splash it on your skin, like I had to wear gloves while I was dipping the pretzels in the lye, because if you get it on your skin, it'll like it's corrosive, so it'll like eat away at your skin. You'll get a chemical burn from it. And you have to dip the pretzel in lye or it won't get the golden color that it has, and it won't taste the same. And it's crazy. You're dipping it in poison. Drink some more rum. We wanted to see you get drunk. No. I'm not doing that on a live, but yeah, no. Yeah, so one day, guys, like, it makes me wonder about pretzels. Who discovered that you have to dip it in lye for it to, like, get the golden color and the taste? Like, who did that first? Was somebody trying to kill somebody? That's what I want to know. Okay, this is a buff. Nice. Oh, this will be a good like summer buff for keeping the bugs off, because this is not like super thick. Someone sent me a winter buff, which is like a lifesaver, and this is nice and stretchy. This will be a great summer buff for like doing out of town rides and keeping the bugs off my face and the road grime. We all know having a black face after you get off the road. Cool. Buff. I think that's just the company is called Buff. If anybody wants to know. This is nice and lightweight, like stretchy. Probably breathes really well. I cannot keep up with the chat while I'm looking at these presents. These pretzels are great. I really wish Matt was here, but he's not. Okay, and another buff. Oh, he sent me a red one. I like red. I think I don't know what. No stores do. No, there's actually a couple stores near me, but yeah, a lot of people don't do the bulk candy thing anymore. But there are a couple stores that I've been to near me where you can actually go and pick the candy out yourself, which is the way that it should have always been. Okay, this is another Buff by the Buff brand, and it's stuck on here. You should try to tear this thing. A red Buff. These are really light. Like these are going to be great. These are actually going to be great for summer riding. And I love the red. Sometimes I can pull off red depending on the color of red, but other times it just makes me look a little weird. Okay. What else is in here? Okay, he emailed me. I really wish Matt was here right now to witness me opening this gift from him, because he emailed me and told me he was sending it. And he kept saying the box inside the box and that he wasn't going to give the secret away. And I see a box inside of this box, and I'm going to open that last. Oh, he also sent me a magazine. Oh, 2 magazines. Okay. Cycle Source. Sweet. Maybe I should send my bike in. I was thinking of sending my bike into another magazine. Is the fireplace real? No, I wish it was real, but it's not. It's just a plug-in fireplace, but it's really warm. Okay, box inside of a box. Last Cowboy. What is this? What is this? Oh my. I'm so curious. I can't open it. Okay. There we go. What is in this box? Okay. Guys, I still don't know what is in this box. Merry Christmas to you, Red Rider. Thank you, Arthur. Red Rider to you and yours from the West Coots. Keep up the great content. Wrenching and riding season's greeting, everyone. Cheers. BC Joe, nice to meet you. Hey, Joe, do you go to Shovel Fest? That happens in the Kootenays. And it was actually, it was a great show last year. I think it's going to be even better this coming 2024. What is this? This is some kind of tool, which would make sense from Matt's tap. Oh, sweet. Look at that. Oh, you guys can't really see it. He sent me tools. Oh my gosh. Okay. Nice little drill. And another one is a different size. Okay. Oh my gosh. What is this? A center punch. What the heck, Matt? This is so cool. Like a box of tools. I love this. Okay. This is like a heavy duty. This is awesome. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Okay. I need to open this actually. Leave this in the package. Man, I love getting tools. You know what I love is vintage tools. A centering drill. Chris, thank you. Look at this heavy duty. This is like heavy duty. It's oily, kind of. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from New Zealand. Thank you. What is this? Steel City Harley Davidson battery charging harness. Thank you. Oh, he got me a couple of these for my bikes. Nice. Oh, what is... I don't really know what this aluminum... Is that just for mounting it? This aluminum block on here? I'm sure it tells me on here somewhere. Those are useful gifts. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like, useful gifts. And I love the box. And another battery charging harness. Thank you, Matt. Look at these centering. Oh my gosh, my dad's gonna be excited about these too. These are great. Let me take this out of here. Look at the little tiny one. You see? Yeah, and I think he sent me 3 sizes of these. That's awesome. This is like heavy duty. That probably weighs like a full pound on its own. It's awesome. Thank you, Matt. Oh, he sent me 4 of those. 4 of those? Yeah. He sent me 4 of those. That's so good. Thank you so much. And a nice little wooden box. I'm pretty sure this is a cigar box. And a couple magazines. Biker magazines. And now I'm going to read the note. Yeah, I've got like a little center punch. Actually, my dad has one, a snap-on one. But now I have my own. The only woman in the world who appreciates tools for Christmas. Maybe not the world, but the only woman I know. Okay, and this is what Matt's note says. Just sending you some things I hope you can use and enjoy. The chocolate-covered pretzels are from Sarah's Candies, a nice little candy company that's about a half an hour south of me in Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania. It's got ice cream. It's got an ice cream parlor too. Nice place to ride to on a warm summer night when you just gotta have a banana split or a hot fudge sundae. That sounds amazing. Enjoy the pretzels with a cup of my favorite coffee on a chilly winter's night. Like, this is so great. I'm definitely having this coffee tomorrow. The buffs I sent you are the ones I wear for fall and winter riding. They work well for me. I don't like the cold, but I hate having a cold. I don't mind the cold, but I hate having a cold neck with the windshield on my soft tail, and I call them my winter wings. My soft lowers on my crash bars makes winter riding pretty nice. Now for the fun stuff, I got you an automatic center punch. You'll find that handy. Also a selection of center drills, usually used for lathe work. They're great for drilling starter holes, also great for drilling out broken studs and bolts. You know as well as anyone, hitting the middle of a broken stud you're drilling out is half the battle. No kidding. Hope these drills will make life easier. You know what? I actually have a project coming up soon because I need to do my dad and I need to do some work to this shovel head. And these centering drills are going to come in handy for this. And I'm not telling you guys what it is. You guys are going to have to wait for the video, but this will definitely come in handy. What great timing. Jeez. Last but not least, I made you a pair of battery tender brackets. Oh, you made those. Thank you. I had sent you pictures of the bracket I made for my Softail. I remember that. I made you a right and left-hander. Hope I left you enough stock to figure out how to mount one on your Dyna, and perhaps you and perhaps your FXFL project. I couldn't find an Evo Dyna, and my brother's 83 FLH is all in pieces to figure out a good mounting location. And if you can't use them, maybe you know somebody with an Evo Softail like mine, maybe they can use one. But I guess that's all for now. A little early, but Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and your family. All the folks on your YouTube channel too. God bless and take care. Matt. P.S. I really wanted to write this by hand, but handwriting is horrible. The cigar box is just a plain cool to keep small parts and tools in. Thought you'd like it. I love it. Actually, thank you, Matt. And you know what? My handwriting's horrible too. It's like hit and miss, so I do not mind the typed. Makes it a lot easier for reading when it's typed out, especially when I'm reading it in front of hundreds or 100 at least people. So thank you, Matt. That was it for the gifts, guys. I cannot wait to have a cup of this. I have to go and get myself some tasty creamer because I'm picky about I'm super picky about my coffee. I normally drink tea and I only drink coffee if it's fresh. Like I can't have to heat it up. If I have to heat it up, I'm not drinking it. And if it has like some kind of yummy flavor of some sort in it. So I love lattes. But this is going to be great. I'm going to be having this coffee in the morning. I got to go get some yummy creamer. Oh my gosh, now I'm excited for breakfast. Red Rider, this shirt looks good with your hair. I'm a subscriber all the way from, oh man, Guinea, South Africa. Thank you so much for sharing the Christmas spirit. Blessed and super awesome Christmas. Thank you, Arthur. I hope you have a great Christmas too. Thank you for complimenting my shirt. I can't remember. I can't remember who sent me this one. I want to say it was Chip, but I feel like, yeah, I think it was Chip, actually. Chip sent me this, and thank you. I have more Harley shirts now than I've ever had, thanks to my viewers for sending me t-shirts. And yeah, I like wearing, I always have to cut the collar off though, so I warn everybody about that, is that if you're going to send me shirts, I'm probably going to cut the collar off. If it's a V-neck, I might not cut the collar off, but I might cut the collar off still. Thank you to the gift givers. Yes, thank you to the gift givers. Yuck, coffee? You don't like coffee, Van? No, I like coffee sometimes, but I'm very picky about my coffee. I really like tea, actually, which reminds me I'm out of tea. But I like black tea, and actually at Christmas time, I'll put eggnog in my tea, and it's very delicious. My favorite breakfast? Oh, it's so hard to choose because I just love breakfast. Like, I think my favorite breakfast would consist of, like, I think my favorite breakfast would actually be, like, it has to be, like, cooked breakfast, like an English style breakfast. I love like cereal and oatmeal. Like that would never be on my favorite breakfast list, but if I can picture like the best breakfast ever, it would be like sausages, bacon, ham, steak. Oh yeah, of course, steak, sausages, bacon, ham, kind of just like as extra. Hash browns, probably like a couple types of hash browns. Eggs. Like I can seriously, like, if I'm going for breakfast, I will, like, if there was a breakfast buffet, the amount of food I would have on my plate would just be ridiculous because I love breakfast. Like French toast, pancakes. I think I prefer French toast over pancakes, but I love them both. And waffles. Yes. I just love breakfast actually. And a breakfast buffet I think would be amazing. Buffets are really hard though, like because by the time I feel like they always set buffets up in this tricky way where at the beginning of the lineup, like when you grab your plate and you start like loading your plate up, they got all this stuff that's like super tempting because you're probably starving. And by the time you get to the end of the table, it's like all the good stuff, the meat, potatoes, gravy, and everything like that. And by the time you get there, there's no room on your plate anymore for the good stuff. And then you get to your table and you eat it. Like you try to eat it all. Like I do, I'll eat it all usually, but yeah, I feel like buffets are always like an inner conflict for me because I don't know what to put on my plate. I'm just gonna read your guys' comments. Eggs, bacon, sausage, hash browns, pancakes. Yes. That is okay, that's a great breakfast, but I like all of the types of breakfast meat. Steak, ham, bacon, sausage. I don't normally like ham, but ham when it's like fried for breakfast, I can do that. Um and more butter and more butter than what is right. Exactly. Like tons of butter, tons of syrup. But you know what also is really good instead of syrup is just butter and white, like granulated sugar on your French toast or your pancakes. Super good too. I used to do that. Oh my gosh, I'm getting hungry now. I used to do that all the time. You love Denny's with a passion. I like Denny's, but I don't love Denny's. I like going to like different breakfast places where it's kind of more like home style breakfast, I guess. Not so like Denny's is just like it's so franchised, but it's good. At 3 a.m., it's definitely good. Bailey's and coffee. I do like a little bit of Bailey's and coffee. I'm not a drink like I don't drink though, guys. Like really like um if I'm having a like I'm not against alcohol. I definitely I'm not like I don't have anything against if people want to have a glass of wine or whatever, but I'm not a drinker. Like I don't drink often at all. It's like special occasions for me. It's pretty much the only time I drink. So like holidays or family events or like get-togethers with different people, and rarely I have a glass of wine with my dinner on my own, but I don't drink like because I don't know, it's just it doesn't appeal to me in that way, like um it's a social thing for me. Love from Victoria, BC, from Jeff. Hey Jeff, nice to see you here. Pork chops for breakfast. Okay, I need to turn this heat back on. I don't drink alcohol either. I don't see the need. Yeah, I'm not like against drinking alcohol or anything, but I don't drink it very often. Like tonight, I'm having a little bit of rum in my eggnog, which I've still got like half a cup of here. I'm definitely more extroverted if I'm having drinks. Thank you, Uncle Moose. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. Thank you. Guys, I've been on this live stream for about an hour and a half. I feel like it took me an hour to open all those presents. But I'm really glad. I've still got like 130 people watching. And I don't know, did you guys did you guys have any more questions or anything like that? And anything like I hope it feels like a Christmassy. I feel like I made it pretty cozy in here with my bike. My bike actually looks really good decorated. I don't know why I've never done this before. And my fireplace, yeah, it's super cool. Like I want to leave it like I think I might leave it like this for the winter and just come and hang out with my fireplace and my Christmas tree bike. A merry and special Christmas to you, Red Rider, your family, everyone else here, and your subscribers. So Arthur says Merry Christmas to everybody. Okay, so somebody asked me before, GC, thank you for catching that because I have missed so many of the comments while I was looking at gift. How did I start riding? So, I grew up around it. I grew up around bikers. My dad rode for a long time before I was born, and um, so all of the friends my dad had were riders. Some pretty hardcore guys. Some of them, um, I grew up around it a lot. My dad worked in bike shops for a lot of the time when I was a kid, and he had his own shop from home. So there was just always bikers hanging around, like not just riders, not just guys who ride, but like real, tough, tough dudes. So I grew up around it, and I was always intrigued by it. I always wanted to be in the garage with my dad. I remember being a little kid and just like trying to just be in the garage with my dad and watching what he was doing and stuff. But little kids, like, the shop's not a safe place for a little kid when you're trying to actually get work done. So I wasn't allowed to be in the shop too much. Um, and then when I got to be 16, I started working when I was 13. So I'd been working for already like 3 years or something like that. By the time I was 16, I'd been doing landscaping for a few years, and um and construction cleanup. So I had saved because I was still living at home and I didn't have a whole lot of expenses other than like whatever I wanted. I helped with bills a little bit because I was making money. So I was able to save up a fair amount of money. And then when I was 16, then my shovel head ended up coming up for sale. And my shovel head, the engine, had been kind of in the biker family for probably since like around the time I was born. And it had been passed around from owner to owner after it had been put together. The guys who put it together, I think the guy who originally put it together passed away. And then the engine was just kind of like sold from one person to the next. Like, those situations where it's like one guy's got a bit of money and his buddy needs some money. So, like, I'll sell you my engine. And then that guy ends up needing money. So he sells it. But it always stays within that group of people, the biker family, I call it. And so it had been passed around throughout the biker family for all of this time, like over a decade. And then it came up for sale again, still within the family. And I had this money saved up, and my dad actually was like, Angel, this bike is a really good deal. And like, if you want to get this bike, like if you want to get this engine, it was like an engine. It was a bike, I guess, but it was just a bunch of crappy parts that we weren't gonna ever use. And he was like, Angel, this is a really good deal. You could get this. You could easily double your money. I will help you build it, and we can flip it. And I swear this is gonna be a good deal. And I was like, okay, Dad, like, sure, like, let's do it. So I picked up this. So I went and got this shovel head, and when I was 16 with my savings. And then after, we didn't get to work on it right away because my dad had other projects and obligations, and we didn't have any extra parts or anything like that to put into this. So I, after like, it was like a couple years, I kept working. Like I had still been doing landscaping and a couple other jobs. And then when I got to be 19, just about, or 18, I was riding this little dirt bike up and down the back alley and like in the neighborhood where I lived. And I would just like, I just remember like taking it down we got a long back alley. I would take it down to the end of the back alley and like get it up into like the most top speed that I could go in that amount of distance that I had. And I did that. Like I was addicted to it. And then coming back to the house one day, it's like I can vividly remember the moment where coming back to where I was riding the dirt bike back to my house up the alley, and I was just like, I was just wanted to go faster, and I thought to myself, like, this bike's just not fast enough. And then it was in that moment that I decided that my shovel head was something I was going to keep. I was like, I'm going to build I'm not selling the shovel head. My dad and I are going to build it for me. My dad had been trying to convince me of that for a while. I was like, we're building it for me. I'm going to keep it because I need to go faster and I need to go further. And yeah, so that's what we ended up doing. And then it was like a few years of collecting parts, and I was in a car accident that I ended up getting a little bit of a payout for, and all that money just about went into my bike. And yeah, so that's how I got into riding. I grew up around it all, and I just never really thought that I would ride because it was not, you didn't see many women riding in the circle of bikers that I grew up in. And until but my dad always tried to convince me of it. And yeah, that's kind of how it started. I just started out on this little mini bike, and it wasn't enough. And my shovel head, um, I don't know if it's enough or not. I feel like it could be faster, but my shovel head needs some work, some engine work. It needs to be faster. So Rick, Angel, you and your family have a fantastic Christmas and a super New Year. Remember, keep the rubber side down. Thanks, Rick. And guys, it looks like people are dropping off things. This one is like Abraham Lincoln's axe. The head's been replaced twice and the shaft 3 times, but it's totally the same axe. Totally. Please don't stop the stream. Stay a little longer, Red Rider. You're helping me to feel the Christmas spirit. Oh. I can stay a little bit longer. I'll stay till the 1 hour 45 minute mark. And but I'm just giving you guys fair warning, but that I think that it's been a while. I know a lot of people are dropping off already. So don't go if you're still here. Wait for me to leave first. Yeah, the shovel head idle sound, it does. And that's like an iconic thing too, Dimitri. It's like people, like if your Harley is running right, if it's timed right, it'll sound like a horse, like a galloping horse, and it totally does. And it's so funny, like you hear that from bikers and from people who built bikes and people who know what a Harley sounds like. You hear that, but you know what, to me solidifies that entire point in my head? My nephew, who is 6 years old at the time, he's not around motorcycles at all. I showed him my kickstart video, a video of me kickstarting my shovel head, and I start it. I kickstart it, and then it skips to like where the bike is already like warmed up and idling. And when it's idling, my 6-year-old nephew, who's never been around motorcycles, never been around a Harley, turns to me with like the biggest smile ever on his face. And he says to me, "It sounds like a horse galloping on metal." And that completely solidified that whole idea in my head that a perfect running Harley should sound like a horse galloping. When my nephew said that to me, and just like the look in his eye, I was like, this little boy, like, he needs a motorcycle. He's gonna be a little biker. And his parents might end up hating me for bringing him into that, but you know what? It's better that I bring him into that world than some jerk who ends up calling himself his friend. So that definitely, Arthur, or was that Dimitri that asked that? Yes, Dimitri, that with my nephew, that encounter with my nephew solidifies that entire theory in my mind that a perfect running shovel head should sound like a horse galloping, because he made that connection with not even knowing that that was a connection. I'm gonna have to like catch up on the live chat later. Hey Nick, nice to see you. Love your story, Red. Started my wife out on a 50cc ATV, have her on a dirt bike right now. Really like to get her a rebel and try for the street. That's awesome. Yeah, just like those little steps, like some people. I crashed that mini bike like a couple times. And good crashes, like not just little crashes. And just because it's a mini bike doesn't mean it's gonna be a mini crash. Like I suppose it's mini compared to like a full on like my shovel head, but it's just those baby steps and like starting out on an ATV is like really wise. Like get used, then you can get used to just the way the operation and stuff of like how a bike would work without having to worry about falling over. But yeah, and just work your way up. That's awesome, Nick. Cool. That's exciting for her. You guys will be able to ride together. I'm here and I had to drive home the last 30 minutes. Nice to see you, Joe. Thanks for coming back. I'm staying on. I'm going to be on for about another little bit. When will I be having another live stream? So, Arthur, I do my live streams. I've got like a little tradition now where I do them every 5,000 subscribers for now. So my next live stream will be at my 20,000 subscriber mark. And I'm just like, I think I'm about 150 subscribers away from that. So that'll be my next live stream. And thank you everybody for the likes. I'm just looking at the likes going up. I've got 164 likes. And that's awesome. And my biggest viewer, like the biggest number of people viewing was like 144 when I looked. I don't know if you guys saw more than that or not. Merry Christmas and the happiest, best New Year. By the way, your pick in the red chair was awesome. You can never have too much red. Thank you, Mark. That is actually a fun picture. It was actually I love that chair. I was sitting in that chair. I was like, I could totally take a nap in this chair because it was so big. I felt like I could stretch out in it. And thank you everybody for the likes. 175 Tiny's come to say hi. Look at this fatty. I think Tiny's getting more needy in his old age. He's almost 11. And he's like way more whiny than he's ever been in his life. Just a whiny Tiny. Hi, Red. Just Tales of an Asphalt Jockey. Hi, Red. Just popped on to wish you a Merry Christmas. God bless you and the family. God bless you too. Harley Pete, I just gave you a thumbs up. I forgot. Oh, Pete. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you and your dad and family. Tiny. Yeah, I know. Tiny's such a good boy, man. Like, I don't know how I ended up with such a good little fatty. He's such a fat little jerk, too. But he's a jerk also. But he's mostly a jerk because of how... Come here. Come here. Come here. That's there. My other cat. I have two cats. Regretfully. The little jerks. Yeah. My other cat was here for a minute, but he's very shifty. Come here, buddy. You guys haven't seen my other cat very much. Tiny's always stealing the show and the crow. Your first Harley is a 1960 XLH chopper, 6 over with king and queen seat. $800 of a student loan complete build and another $2,000 later. I was hooked. Right? So, you know what? We're having this conversation actually on my channel like a little bit ago just about like Dyna Bros. And like Dyna Bro, I know a lot of people don't know that term, but Dyna Bro is it's basically like it's people who have kind of like they've just like gotten into Harleys and whatever for the whole look. Like it's more of like an appearance thing than actually having a passion for riding and stuff. But then I was listening to like this old song and it's called Harley Someday. I'm sure you guys know it. And like they're saying in this song, basically the lyrics of it are they're making fun of like this kid who's like wears like a Harley Davidson hat, and he's always saying like I'll have a Harley someday, and like they call him like a weekend warrior, and they're like saying like in the lyrics they're like saying like, you know, we all forget that we were there at some point too. And it's so funny because like how many of us started out on a Harley, like for real, like how many of us never have ridden anything but Harley? And that's like I would say it's a very 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 small percentage of people riding motorcycles today, like probably, like I would be like generous and saying 2% in my, like what my guess would be. But like how many of us have never ridden anything but a Harley? Like we've all been on something that's not a Harley, right? And that's like that's awesome. Like I feel like it's so cool just to like the way that I started. Like I grew up around it, but the bike that really like made me realize that I had a passion for it was some little like Chinese no name dirt bike. Like literally don't even think it has a name. It's like some Chinese dirt bike. And it was like 50 cc's. And then I went from that to a Yamaha. Well, I went from that to another Chinese bike that's like it was a no-name bike, and then to a Yamaha, and then my shovel head, and then it's like you don't have to ride. I think that's the thing that the Dyna Bros don't get, is that because they ride for the appearance and not for the passion, they think they have to be riding a Harley because that's what makes them cool. But it's like, you know what? Most of these guys on Harleys, they most of the guys on Harleys who are legit probably didn't start out on Harleys. And like you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like majority of people riding today, majority of guys riding who are in their 60s, 70s, all that, like they did not start out on Harleys. And like yeah, my comments like right now, like there's a lot of people. And okay, so how long do you think it will take you to get the whole two bikes motors up and running, the ones in one of your last videos? And I started on Harley. Joe, that's awesome that you started on a Harley. You're like you have a rare opportunity, I think. Um rode for 18 years before he bought his Harley. And Nick, like I love your story of riding your dirt bike to church and like and like having everybody there just like look down their noses at you. Like that part's kind of silly to me, but like I love the fact that you were like willing to ride your dirt bike to church, and despite what people thought. um so Joe's question, how long do you think it'll take for you to get the two bikes and motors up and running? Well, Joe, like it's probably, like, to be completely honest, it's gonna be like that's not gonna be a quick project. My very first on the list of stuff is finishing the FX2 FL project, so the shovel head on the bench behind me, which with how things have gone on this bike so far, like there's no saying how long that's gonna take because this bike is full of surprises. Um, so that's a very first. And then, of course, it's going to be whatever maintenance and add-ons that need to be done for the two bikes that are riders. So those three bikes are first priority. The one that's on the bench right now, my Dyna, making sure that that's ready for a good summer of good riding, and which means mostly just putting some add-ons on there that people have given me. And then my shovel head needs a little bit of work. So those are priority things. And like I said, the shovel head that's on the bench right now, there's no way to really know like how long that's going to take because this bike is full of surprises. Like not as much so as the Dyna was, but it's definitely not just a bolt together thing. So I would say by the springtime, I would say like late spring, I should be getting into the Sportsters the Evo Sportster. The Ironheads, well, the one's got registration, so I could very well, if I've got 2 empty benches at the time, I could be getting into 2 Sportsters by the end of spring. But we will have to see. There's no way to really predict, right? Because with projects, when it's bikes that you just don't know the history of and you're kind of just going into a blind, there's no way to really know like how long. You can't really set a time frame. And then there's waiting for parts on top of that, which is always a major holdup. So I try to plan as best as I can to do like the work that can be done that doesn't require parts, to do that in the period of time where I'm waiting for parts, but that's not always a possibility. So I had a Keystone Rump as a kid, indestructible. I've never heard of that before, Lloyd. My first memory is getting my butt whooped for jumping on my dad's kicker with a diaper on. Oh, funny thing as it started, I've only owned one Yamaha, traded it on a Zitch 1000. I love my Harleys. Sweet. With a diaper on, silly little baby bikers. Do I have a TV for sale? I haven't owned a TV for a long time. I'm not a TV person. I watched a movie last night for the first time. It's been a year since I sat down and watched a movie by myself on my laptop. Unless I go to the movie theater, I don't watch movies for the most part. Thank you, Arthur. So, Red Rider's Angel Motorcycle Shop needs funding for shop space and benches. Oh man. Okay, but I'm not working on any customers' bikes. That's the deal there. It'll be like you can come and sell me your bike to turn for a profit, or you can come and buy a bike that I've bought off somebody else. That'll be my shop. I don't want to work on customers' bikes. Yes, just wants to auction for more bikes. Exactly. Have like a weekly auction. That'd be awesome. A 1961 FLH wide glide with bob tanks and fenders and disc brakes all around. That's what I should build. So yeah, like I don't, you know what? To be fully honest, I'm not a huge fan of the wide glides. Like my Dyna, I'm not. I know that this really annoys some of you guys when I bash on the Dyna, and I'm totally not bashing on the Dyna because I love the fact that my Dyna gets me around and I can do some like good road trips on it. But when it comes to the look of a bike, the style and such, I have never been a fan of wide glides. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of them. And like I don't know what the shovelhead wide glides are a little different. Like, but these Dyna wide glides, I can't get into it. I don't like the way that they like. To me, they're not the kind of bike I look at and think like, man, that's a nice bike. But it's okay. Like my Dyna, I think is cool looking for what it is, just with like being kind of ratty, flat black and chrome, and but it's not like a bike that I don't really care too much about making it look good. Like it's my get around bike, and it's my shovel head is my look good bike, and I don't need two look good bikes. I think I said that right. So yeah, I miss movie theater. We still have movie theaters here, Canyon. Canyon Productions. Yes, we still have movie theaters. Here, I love the movie theater. It's actually one of my favorite things to do. So, Nick, speaking from experience, owning what you're working on is so much less stress. Totally. And actually, when I was working at Harley, they they wanted to put me into a position, like a tech position. When I first worked at Harley, because I worked at Harley 2 separate times, so like about a year, 2 years apart from each other. And the first time at Harley, my boss, she was trying very hard to get me into a tech position. She wanted to send me to Fairview and all these things. And she was just like, she's slowly getting me into working on customers' bike. And I just, I was kind of into it to begin with. I was like, yeah, that'd be a cool job to have. But then I would like get done work and then I would come home and my own bikes would need work. And yeah, like I totally see that, Nick. I don't want to spend all day working on other people's bikes and then come home and just be like fed up by the time I get home with like just dealing with the customers and stuff. And like, I'd rather have my passion remain my passion and not just and be able to be my hobby and not my career, like not something I'm relying on to get me by, something I can enjoy. So, Arthur, you're an ambitious biker lady. Tonight is surely a blessing to hear and see you live live. Blessed be Red Rider. Thank you, Arthur. Looks, they're car washers, but I have only ever washed a bike before serious work or painting. Otherwise, they don't need to be pretty. They don't need to be pretty. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, my Dyna, I've never been a big fan of the wide glides, and I don't mind, like, I don't care what my Dyna looks like. It's just, like, it's my rider, as long as it's doing what it needs to do. And, it's getting me from point A to point B, and that's what I care about with my Dyna. My shovel head just turned out to be a looker because when it was going together, like I just did what I want. Like I just told my dad exactly while my bike was going together. My dad did the fabricating on my bike. I was not in a position to be able to do any of that work at the time, and he along the way fit it to my liking and just like to the way that I actually fit on the bike. And that's my looker, and I'm not changing anything about it. It just turned out that way. But I definitely love my shovel head, and I feel like anything else after, like, my shovel head is the one vehicle that I own where I will like somehow justify in my head spending ridiculous amounts of money on things that I probably don't really need for it. Yeah, but I definitely yeah, I don't know. I like my Dyna and I'm super excited for next year, and just like I'm super excited to have a bike that I don't have to worry about. That's the best thing about my Dyna, just having a bike that I don't have to worry about breaking down on the side of the road. Of course, there's always a chance that it can happen. But this Evo, like an Evo motor with 8,000 kilometers, like that's how many. I've got a 94 Evo with 8,000 kilometers, and it's basically like just broken in. So I'm super excited for just being able to go on road trips. I really want to ride my bike across Canada one of these days. I would love to ride my bike up north, and also I would love to do a cross Canada trip. And those are just dreams for now. The north adventure would definitely be like a first adventure because across Canada is so definitely like a longer expedition. But Yeah, I definitely am excited for what my Dinah has to offer me. And I got it on the road. Like, it seemed like so late in the year. Like, I think it was, what was the first show I took my Dinah to? So I went to Beaver Rally. That would have been it. Which was in August. Yeah. So in August, I didn't really get my Dinah on the road trip worthy until August this past year. And then I took it on a couple good road trips. But I'm so excited to just have a full year with my Dinah because I can just like I feel like it's limitless with that thing other than being able to like I got to build some storage and stuff for it. But other than that, like yeah, I can't wait for road trips. I do not go to Sturgis. I've never been to Sturgis. I've always wanted to go, but I do not go. Um, yeah, I would love to go one of these days. And the thing is I could ride my Dinah to Sturgis like quite easily, but I feel like it would not be worth it to leave my shovel head at home. And then I've also like just heard that Sturgis isn't what it used to be. It's not as good as it used to be, which kind of sucks. But um, I would like to be able to take my shovel head to Sturgis, and with to be able to do that, I would want to first have a way of carrying extra fuel and actually being able to carry some luggage on there without having to use a backpack. But anyways, guys, we've been on for 2 hours. My throat, I don't know if you guys can tell, but my voice is getting weak. Um, I can't talk as much as I used to be able to, apparently. So I'm gonna have to sign off here, but I'm really thankful that all you guys showed up. I hope you guys liked my bike. Like it looks so good. Yeah. I've never decorated my bike before. I think it looks great. I think I'm gonna leave it that way actually for a while. Definitely gonna have to take some good pictures of it. Merry Christmas, Roblo. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you everybody for coming here and Merry Christmas. I hope that this like made your guys this weekend a little brighter. And I'm sorry that I couldn't do it a little closer to Christmas, but I'm gonna be busy for the weekend. Um, yeah, guys, thank you for taking time out of your weekend to come and like spend it with me. And I just hope that you guys all have a really great Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas from Sweden. Thank you everybody for showing up. And thank you for all the likes. And I just hope you guys have a great Christmas. And that's it, I think, from me. I'm sorry if I didn't answer people's questions. I know I missed a ton of the chat this time because put a trailer on my Dinah. My dad has said the same thing, Rick, which is like, I've considered it. But thank you everybody for coming out, and I'm gonna be going over the live chat. I'm sorry that like I always feel you know what? There's no avoiding it. Every time I have a live, I miss the chat because I get talking. I probably just talk too much. But I'll have to go over the live chat and just I always get a little bit of entertainment reading it after the fact. But thank you everybody for being here, and Merry Christmas to you all. I hope you guys all have a wonderful Christmas, and you guys will see me in a video before New Year's. So yeah, I guess I will see you guys there. I might do maybe a midnight New Year's live stream. I don't know. It'll be like 3 a.m. for some of you, but no promises. I hope you guys all have a great Christmas and a happy New Year's. And thank you all for being here. And yeah, thank you to everybody who sent me gifts. Matt, I'm so sorry that you couldn't make it, but I'm going upstairs to eat some pretzels right now. And I might even have a cup of coffee. So thank you everybody for showing up. And yeah, I hope you guys all have a great night and a great evening. Well, a great weekend. Sorry. And I will be posting probably a picture or two of my weekend. But I hope you guys all have a very Merry Christmas, and thank you so much for taking the time to be here with me tonight. And I love you all. Thank you all. And peace. Oh, it takes a while to end this. So, peace, guys. Merry Christmas.